I had my period when I was in class 7. That makes me what, about 12 years old?
So I thought getting my period for the first time would be this earth-shattering, life-changing event, but no, it wasn't.
So I got to know about periods when I was really young. I was in second because I really pestered my mom about what are these ads when I used to see them. And when she told me that it's bleeding, so I used to think that's probably like 1 drop of blood. So I was like, okay, how does it matter? Because when you cut yourself, it's like 1 or 2 drops of blood. So I used to think it's the same thing.
I remember I was in 6th or 7th grade, so that was pretty early, and I was home for some reason. Like I didn't go to school that day. I was chilling completely with my legs wide open. So my mama walks into the room and she just crosses me. So I'm here, mama is walking in, she goes out and then she quickly comes in and she's like, Shraddha, get up and go to the washroom. So I did and I saw blood.
I was actually at my Dadi's place in UP and my mom wasn't with me. It was in the morning and I went to the bathroom and I noticed a little stain in my underwear.
So I went to school, I came back, I took off my clothes to change and I took my undies and I saw something. I was like, oh, there's something on it. Alright, let's just throw it. I was almost in denial. So for 3 days I used to go, come back, keep changing my undies, keep throwing them in the washing machine and not telling anybody.
So the first time I got my period was when I was in class 8. I'd gone for a school trip, so it was a camp. When I went to the tent and I started to change, I saw a stain on my panty.
I was 12 when I had my first period, and I remember looking down and freaking the fuck out because I thought I was gonna die.
So the first time I got my period, I didn't really know what it was, so I decided not to tell anyone until my maid spotted it and went and loudly announced it to my mother, who then went and told my grandmother, and then the news just spread like wildfire. Because my grandmother called her brothers and her sisters up and told all of them that I've become a woman.
We'd had this session in school where they actually taught us all about it. So I knew that around this time something like this happens. But what I didn't know was that it comes with a lot of pain.
So I just put my pants back on and I walked over to my Chachi and I was like, I think I've got my period. And the first thing she was like, really? Let me see. So I took her to the bathroom and rolled down my pants again and I showed her the little stain and she like kind of looked at it and I was feeling super awkward and she's like, yeah, you've got your period.
My mama was like, just go, here's a pad, go take it. Like, just do your business.
I told this girl who was sharing the tent with me that, listen, this is what has happened. I got my period and I don't even know how to put a pad. So she got a pad for me. She taught me how to do it.
But ironically, even though I knew everything about it, I kind of couldn't figure it out because it didn't look like blood and it wasn't like full, Ganga Jamuna happening. So I was like, okay, fine, what is happening? First day I didn't understand, second day I didn't understand. Eventually third day I got a little concerned that what is happening, and I spoke to my mom. And my mom was like, oh, you got your periods. And I was like, oh, cool.
I knew what was coming, but this pain was too much for me to handle. And I went crying to my mom and I was like, oh my God, mom, I'm in so much pain.
So on the 4th day when it happened, I was like, okay, maybe it's time to tell my mom about this. So I went up to her. She's like, oh my God, okay, you're done, yay. And she was, I don't know why she was excited. I was like, all right. So I told her this is not the first day, like it was 3 days back.
For the first 3 days, I was told that I can't touch anyone or anything. I have to sit aside. That's a custom they follow. And I wasn't so upset about that because I didn't really know what it meant then. I was really young. So the only thing that actually got me upset is I joined swimming classes that day and I was wearing this cute little denim skirt with butterflies on them. And since my family had found out that I'd gotten my period when I was wearing those clothes, I had to give them away. I got home and I walked over to my mom and I was like, Mom, I got my period. And the first thing she also said was like, really? Show me. So I don't know what's with all the women in my family wanting to look at stained underwears, but they do.
And I remember running out to my mom and asking her what is happening to me, and she was so calm and she just looked at me and she said, it's time. And she said I'd become like a woman now. I was 12. I didn't care about being a woman.
I was enjoying myself. I did not miss out on any activity at all just because I got my period.
But I was so ecstatic and I was so happy. I literally went to the bathroom and did a victory dance. And when I came out, I was like normal. But my mom and my Dadi were really consoling me so much that it's okay, it happens to everybody, calm down. And I was like, I am calm, I am just really happy. But I'm like, oh yeah, it's okay, I'm sad. I know why I pretended, but I thought I was expected to be sad. But then when I figured out that it's not a drop of blood, as I used to think, then is when reality hit me that, oh, now I know why they need all these things. I was like, hey, bund, ke liye kya? So much tension people take, but no. Finally, the Ganga Jamuna happened.
But then, half an hour later, I see my mom calling almost everybody that we know. 2 days later, it was like a ceremony, like birthday पे एक time होता ना कि आपको birthday पे पैसे मिलते हैं. मुझे periods पे पैसे मिले थे.
But the worst part of it all was the fact that my classmates didn't know anything about it. Like, I would miss my second day of, on my second day I would miss school, and they were very insensitive about it. They said, how can you get cramps every month? Obviously they didn't know what it meant, and but my teachers were also very insensitive, which is surprising because they should have been educating my classmates about it, but instead they were making fun of me.
I would mark the calendar with a red sketch pen saying that this is the date and it's arriving, and I would always just pray to God, for that date to never come. I was not at all excited about this.
So she asked me where my dirty laundry is, and I was like, I'm just throwing it like in the bucket, and it's being washed with the other clothes. And she's like, what? You're so dirty. And she finally got to know my little secret. So she taught me how to wear a pad, and the first time she saw, I'd never seen it before except for the ads, and I never knew what it felt like to hold a pad in my hand. And I was like, okay, is that what it looks like? It looks like a nappy.
I mean, after the 3 days were done, we had a huge celebration. So everything was fine. Like, I got a lot of gold jewelry and earrings, and people had come to celebrate, and I felt really important at that time.
I remember looking in the mirror and thinking that something was going to change, or suddenly my face would look like a woman, but nothing changed. I still look like that funny 13-year-old that I was.
Now I celebrate every period with a shitload of brownies and a lot of Netflix.
I don't know if I felt like a woman, but I did feel very, very uncomfortable. Also the pain.
If you have any such stories you'd like to share with us, then share it in the comment section below. For more such videos, like, share and subscribe to POPxo Daily. Period.